Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Trump spoke with Putin and ordered talks to end Ukraine war. Trump brought another American home with Mark Fogel's release. Trump's immigration crackdown sent non-violent migrants to Guantanamo. Eight fired inspectors general challenged their dismissal in lawsuit. House Republicans released a budget plan with tax and spending cuts. Senate confirms Tulsi Gabbard as U.S. Director of National Intelligence. Google warns of U.S. power crisis amid AI race with China. European leaders skip France summit, India engages in high-level talks. India denies claims of extreme insult to Modi at Paris AI summit. Bangladesh Chief Advisor Dr. Yunus vows justice after visiting Ainaghar. International journalists witnessed the brutality of the Awami League's rule. UN finds evidence of planned brutality by Hasina's government against protesters. And US Open Mixed Doubles champions criticize new format changes. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Trump said he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin and told his national security team to start talks immediately to end Russia's war with Ukraine. The call was the first known conversation between Trump and Putin since Trump returned to the White House. It happened after Russia released American teacher Mark Fogel, who had been in prison for 14 years. Trump said on Truth Social that he had a long and productive call with Putin discussing Ukraine, energy, artificial intelligence, and the US dollar. He said they agreed on the need to end the war. Both leaders also planned to visit each other's countries. Trump assigned Secretary of State Marco Rubio and other top officials to lead negotiations. He also spoke with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who said Ukraine wanted peace. Earlier this week, Trump said Ukraine might have to give up some land. He also suggested U.S. aid to Ukraine could depend on a trade deal for rare earth minerals. Vice President J.D. Vance will meet Zelensky at a security conference in Munich soon. The U.S. has given Ukraine over $65 billion in military aid since 2022. After more than 3 years in a Russian prison, U.S. citizen Mark Fogel returned home after President Donald Trump and his administration worked to secure his release. Trump had promised Fogel's 95-year-old mother, Melvin, that he would bring him back, and he kept his word. Fogel expressed deep gratitude, calling Trump a hero and praising his leadership. His family also thanked the president, saying this was the darkest and most painful period of their lives, but now they could begin to heal. Trump's efforts were widely praised. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Senators John Fetterman and Dave McCormick welcomed Vogel's return. Representative Mike Kelly recalled Trump's pledge in July 2024 to bring Vogel home. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed Vogel was the 10th American released in just 3 weeks under Trump. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said Trump's policy ensures no American is left behind. Vogel's release showed Trump's decisive action and commitment to bringing detained Americans home. The U.S. government sent low-risk migrants to Guantanamo Bay even though President Trump said the facility would hold only dangerous criminals. Internal documents showed that some detainees had no serious criminal records. Trump ordered the conversion of Guantanamo's facilities into a large immigration detention center, saying it would house the worst migrants. Officials confirmed that violent criminals and gang members were sent there. However, government records revealed that low-risk migrants, including those with no criminal history, were also transported. More detainees were expected to arrive. These migrants were housed separately from high-risk detainees in a barracks-style facility known as the Migrant Operations Center. The State Department previously used this center for asylum seekers intercepted at sea. Nearly 100 Venezuelan migrants were detained at Guantanamo. The administration planned to hold them until deportation, but Venezuela had not agreed to flights from Guantanamo. Some Republicans supported the plan, but civil rights groups criticized it, saying migrants were being detained without legal access. The administration emphasized that all illegal migrants faced detention and deportation regardless of criminal history. 8 former government inspectors general fired by President Trump filed a lawsuit challenging their removals. The lawsuit filed in Washington, D.C. claims that their firings violated federal laws that protect inspectors general from political interference. These laws, passed in 2022, required the president to notify Congress 30 days before removing an inspector general and provide detailed reasons for the termination. The fired inspectors general worked at various agencies, including the Departments of Defense, Veterans Affairs, and Health and Human Services. The lawsuit also named department heads and the president as defendants. The watchdogs, who oversee audits to prevent waste and fraud, argued that their removals were illegal and hindered their ability to perform their duties. They asked the court to declare their dismissals void, allowing them to remain in office. Trump's administration argued that the firings were standard, but the former inspectors claim he did not follow the legal requirements. This lawsuit is part of a broader series of legal challenges against Trump's terminations of government officials. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. House Republicans released a budget resolution to advance President Trump's priorities, focusing on border security, defense, energy, and taxes. The proposal included up to $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and a goal of reducing mandatory spending by $2 trillion. It also called for raising the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. The budget resolution aimed to support Trump's agenda, which includes boosting border security, extending tax cuts, encouraging domestic manufacturing, and investing in American energy. However, delays within the House due to internal disagreements led the Senate to move forward with its own proposal. House Speaker Mike Johnson expressed that nearly all House Republicans were involved in crafting the resolution, stressing their commitment to Trump's full agenda. The House Budget Committee planned to begin marking up the budget shortly. Senate Republicans, led by Senator Lindsey Graham, pushed for a separate two-package approach, focusing first on border security, defense, and energy with tax components later. The Senate confirmed Tulsi Gabbard as President Trump's Director of National Intelligence with a 52-48 vote. The confirmation, which followed a largely partisan vote, saw most Republicans backing Gabbard, while Senator Mitch McConnell was the only Republican voting against her. Democrats raised concerns over Gabbard's past, including her meeting with Syrian President Bashar Assad and her support for Edward Snowden, the whistleblower who leaked classified information. Gabbard, an Iraq War veteran, had initially supported Snowden but later reversed her stance during her confirmation hearing, stating she would not push for his pardon. Despite controversy, she received support from moderate Republicans like Senator Susan Collins, who appreciated her vision for the intelligence agency. Democrats criticized Gabbard, calling her views on Russia and Syria troubling. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer argued that Gabbard's record did not align with the responsibilities of the Director of National Intelligence, a position responsible for overseeing the U.S. intelligence community. Gabbard's confirmation marks another significant moment for President Trump's influence over the GOP, with few members publicly opposing his decisions. The U.S. faces a power capacity crisis, according to Google's Caroline Gollin, who leads energy strategy for the company. As the tech industry races against China in the AI field, Gollin warned that more power is urgently needed to keep up. Google has been working toward powering its operations with renewable energy, but encountered challenges with insufficient capacity. As a result, the company turned to nuclear power, signing a deal with Kairos Power to purchase 500 megawatts of energy from small modular reactors. These reactors aim to offer a quicker, more cost-effective way to deploy nuclear energy. While the project is still in the early stages, Google plans to deploy its first reactor by 2030. Gollin emphasized that nuclear is part of a long-term solution, but immediate power needs for AI will require faster action. President Trump's administration is pushing for emergency powers to expedite the construction of energy plants to meet AI demands. Now it's time for global updates. At an international summit held in France, the Indian Prime Minister received significant attention, while several influential European leaders chose to boycott the event. All the leaders from Africa, China, and the Middle East were notably present. They showed little interest in U.S. administration policies and priorities. The summit, held on Tuesday, February 12th, saw the Indian Prime Minister and U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance engage in multiple discussions. However, key European allies, particularly Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, did not send any high-level representatives, while several nations from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East discussed economic and political partnerships. Their reluctance toward future cooperation with the United States became apparent. India's growing role in global politics was a key highlight of the summit. Indian representatives held multiple high-level meetings with U.S. officials. However, the lukewarm response from European nations underscored the evolving diplomatic dynamics at play. As global diplomatic equations continue to shift, analysts believe that this summit in France serves as an important indicator of emerging alliances and changing priorities in the international arena. This news was reported by Millennium TV and Millennium News 24 CEO Mr. Taufaden Noor. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. A video circulating on social media shows French President Emmanuel Macron seemingly ignoring Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's attempt at a handshake during Modi's visit to France. The clip, which has gone viral, depicts Modi extending his hand while Macron moves past him to greet other leaders, leading some to call Macron's behavior insulting. However, Indian news outlet Times Now reports that while the video is real, the claims based on it are misleading. The footage shows Modi and Macron entering a venue together, where the great Google CEO Sundar Pichai before Macron proceeds to acknowledge other leaders. Fact-checking organization De-Intent Data also debunked the claims, stating that Macron had already shaken hands with Modi multiple times before the moment captured in the viral clip. To support their claim, they released several images of their previous interactions, suggesting the video was deliberately misrepresented. Meanwhile, speculation has arisen over potential Russian involvement. The next account on X alleged that the Kremlin has spread yet another fake scandal. Whether the incident was intentional or a mere misunderstanding remains a topic of debate. Dr. Muhammad Yunus, the chief advisor to the interim government of Bangladesh, condemned the Awami League's previous rule, describing it as a period of darkness or an age of ignorance. His remarks followed a visit to secret detention centers, including the infamous Ainaghar in Dhaka, where severe human rights abuses were reported. Yunus, accompanied by survivors, international journalists, and the Disappearance Investigation Commission, witnessed the horrifying conditions in these secret prisons. He referred to them as symbols of the previous regime's cruelty and called the creation of such facilities a moral failure. The visit revealed widespread torture, with victims being held without trial, some labeled as terrorists. Yunus emphasized the need for accountability and preserving evidence to ensure future generations never forget these atrocities. He praised the Disappearance Investigation Commission for uncovering disturbing truths and vowed to use the findings as evidence to hold perpetrators accountable. The interim government is committed to ensuring such horrors are never repeated, and the nation's path will be guided by justice and reform. The UN OHCHR report revealed that the Sheikh Hasina-led government planned and coordinated violence to suppress protests during the July 2024 student uprising in Bangladesh. UN High Commissioner Volker Turk stated that hundreds of extrajudicial killings, mass arrests, and torture occurred under the direction of political leaders and senior security officials to maintain power. The report described widespread violence, including the use of shotguns on unarmed civilians and targeted killings. Security forces, including the Police Rapid Action Battalion and Border Guard Bangladesh, used lethal force against protesters, with many killed or injured, including journalists. The report also highlighted the involvement of intelligence agencies like DGFI and NSI in arbitrary arrests, detentions, and torture of protesters. These agencies obstructed medical services and intimidated hospital staff. The interim government cooperated with the investigation, providing access and documents. The findings underscored the need for accountability to ensure justice for the victims and prevent future human rights violations. The interim government vowed to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Let's have a look on today's sports story. Reigning US Open mixed doubles champions Sara Errani and Andrea Vavasori criticized the revamped format for this year's competition, calling it a profound injustice. The US Open announced that the mixed doubles event will be held on August 19 to 20, just before the singles main draw, with a reduced field of 16 teams, down from 32 in previous years. The qualification process also changed, with direct entries based on combined singles rankings rather than doubles rankings. Errani and Vavasori, who won the 2024 title, expressed their disappointment, saying the format overhaul prioritizes entertainment over the players' needs. They feared the event would become more of a pseudo-exhibition than a serious competition. The United States Tennis Association acknowledged player feedback but defended the changes, stating the new format would give mixed doubles greater visibility. Despite the controversy, the USTA hopes the revamped event will inspire more people to take up the sport. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 20,168.21. The NYSE Composite is increased by 50.33 points or 0.25%. Tokyo stock close price is 38,963.70. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 162.53 points or 0.42%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,346.39. The Shanghai index is increased by 28.33 points or 0.85%. Hong Kong stock close price is 21,857.92. The Hang Seng index is increased by 563.06 points or 2.64%. Bombay stock close price is 76,171.08. The Sensex index is decreased by 122.52 points or 0.16%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Trump spoke with Putin and ordered talks to end Ukraine war. Trump brought another American home with Mark Vogel's release. Trump's immigration crackdown sent non-violent migrants to Guantanamo. Eight fired inspectors general challenged their dismissal in lawsuit. House Republicans released a budget plan with tax and spending cuts. Senate confirms Tulsi Gabbard as U.S. Director of National Intelligence. Google warns of U.S. power crisis amid AI race with China. European leaders skip France summit, India engages in high-level talks. India denies claims of extreme insult to Modi at Paris AI summit. Bangladesh Chief Advisor Dr. Yunus vows justice after visiting Ainaghar. International journalists witnessed the brutality of the Awami League's rule. UN finds evidence of planned brutality by Hasina's government against protesters. And US Open Mixed Doubles champions criticize new format changes. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all smart TVs and Roku TV, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.